Should someone be canceling car culture? I don't know. After looking at results from last episode's analysis, I think it might be time for something like that. And we have an expert here on the show for a change, someone who's going to really tell us how it's done. This is Bid Nerds. The bidding starts now. Bid Nerds is your YouTube car game show. Welcome, everybody. My name is John Polnick, and we are coming to you live from the Container Park in downtown Las Vegas, as well as my partner Michael Deeb, way over on the far side of the screen in San Francisco. And many of you might be watching this going, what in the heck is John Claywolfe doing on this show? He is here to drop the hammer on us. John, how are you tonight?
Good.
Welcome,
how are
John.
y'all doing? I just got back from your town. I left there at about 1:30 today.
Oh, wow. All right.
Oh, my God.
It's 8:30 our time, yeah.
Nice.
Crossing in the night.
It is. Vegas is still hot, man. God,
It's a little muggy right now. It's muggy right now. It's beautiful, though. This is the time of year you want to be here. If it's definitely better than 120 degrees, which it was a month ago. But whatever. Who cares? We don't want to be talking about weather.
I bet the fucking Miami game.
Okay.
Car at the sportsbook, and I gave him 300 and said, we want Miami with the points. Okay. And then I got on my app. I'm like, I really like this bet. And I took 500 more on my app. And then I went today to get paid. And they're like, no, you did Florida. I'm like, no, I didn't. No, I set my wife up. I said, pull the tape and she'll show you. Because they said, which Miami? Miami, Ohio or Miami, Florida? I said, it was Miami, Florida with the points, right? And they outran it. And I want to get paid. And they wouldn't pay me. And it made me think of the auctions. No. Because these things happen at auctions, right? No, I bid at 237, not 236. Well, let's pull the tape. Mm-hmm. And they started this bullshit with me like they didn't have a tape. I'm like, listen, lady, I do over $1 billion a year in auction transactions. You got a tape. You got a tape. Listen, I know you think you're Asian and you don't want to act like you speak English, but you got a tape. Let's see it. And then they gave it. I was like, it's a $300 bet, right? It's not going to break either one of us, but it's the point. It's the point that I was actually right, and I wanted to do this correctly. And so she gave me a $2,500, allegedly, comp thing for the future. But, I mean, did y'all see the Meekum deal where the guy said sold? It was Jimmy Levis. He said sold. My opinion is they were wrong. What's yours?
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight up?
Yeah, I mean, I know that they have the rights to do whatever the heck they want because it's their auction. You don't read the small print and blah blah blah. But that just seems like bad optics, man. Just give up the $2,000 or whatever and move on. Why would you let this become a story that now mires the auction house? They didn't
realize that they were being taped to that level. That's why. That's
really?
why that happened. Mm-hmm. And yeah, of course. I mean, if they really thought that this was going to be that kind of story, they would have given him $10,000 to go away for sure. I know these people. I deal. But it was interesting that a chicken shit move like that, which got recorded to that level. And then that guy that is a heavy dealer kind of for them was chicken shit enough to publicize it to that level. I mean, he'll never get another car bought worth the money at an auction again for the rest of his career. You all know that, right?
Yeah, I can't think that that's a good idea to tick those people off. But at the same time, it's like nobody's winning here, right? I don't know.
Well, he's damn sure not going to win on the YouTube money. I mean, he might get $5 off his YouTube video, and he just I appreciate, because I've been in this bind a lot, like because we do everything digital for the most part, and sold, and right as we say sold, the guy comes in, so I have to sit there and make this judgment call at least 3 times a week. Was it a strike, or was it a what's the word? Strike or an out? Yeah. And most of the time, I will say, it was, she says sold. I'm like, hey man, it was sold. Do I want the next bid? Damn right. It makes me more money because we own all of our cars that give me the bid. We don't consign. But you just, if it's between the S and the D, then I'm cool. But if you say sold, and then the guy comes in, the fucking thing sold. Can I say F? I'm sorry. Is that
At this point, we're more than a minute in, right? Something like that. I don't know. We're going to probably drop all kinds of bombs here. But John, we're going to test your knowledge here, and again, you're probably going to beat us at our own game. But if you are new to the show, one, thank you for joining us. You're probably here because you saw that John's going to be here, and you're like, hey, who are these two other knuckleheads? What we do is we analyze listings on Bring a Trailer and Cars and Bids and some other auction sites. We talk about those listings, and then we make predictions. What will actually happen? We always start every episode by going back at and looking at our old predictions and see how we did. We hold ourselves accountable. How weird is that, John, on the internet? You don't see that very often, right?
No.
All right. Well, let's do it. Let's see if you can beat the nerds. Let's take a look at the first car on the list. I'm very curious to see what your take is. What do we got, Deeb?
JP, we are going to check in on our 2022 Ferrari F8 Tributo with just 1,600 miles as a featured listing on Doug DeMiro's Cars and Bids website. Our car is on a clean Maryland title out of Sparks, Glencoe, Maryland. And this is a pretty high-spec car, JP. This car had a retail price of, I believe, $386,000 when the vehicle was new. John, these cars, the F8 Tributos seem to still be holding pretty strong, while other models around it, the 296 and the 396, are basically falling off a cliff. F8 Tributos had a short production run. They're holding their value pretty well, and we wondered if this buyer would find a retail number on Cars and Bids. John, without further ado, our friends at Classic, 1,600 miles from new. And specced out pretty high, including the carbon fiber wheels, which I understand are like a $25,000 option.
I'll talk to you like I talk to my buyer. Can I talk to you like I talk to my buyers?
Sure.
Go for it.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Specced out pretty fucking high. That's like some salesy bullshit. What's the goddamn window sticker?
386,000.
Okay, 386 MSRP. That's what we need to focus on. And is that on that car? That's about so the higher level of that could be, with the right paint and the right gear, could be 75,000 more.
Right. So what did John? We're going to give you a chance to bid on it and tell us your whole opinion of this whole darn listing. Let Deeb let you know what we said. Just our quick bids. What were our bids, Deeb? And then let's give it to him.
Okay.
Yeah. So Classic.com tells us the average selling price of the F8 Tributo in the secondary market, these are mostly retail numbers, is about $341,000. I thought this car with the low mileage had a chance to hammer for about $378,000. JP was under me at $350,000. And Mike Musto, our friend, joined us as the guest host on the last show. His bid just over JP's at $351,000. So, John, this car had about $110,000 in options. Doug DeMiro doesn't typically sell hypercars. This one was over-spec'd. What do you think this car might have hammered for when it closed just a couple days ago?
I don't think it's as over-spec'd as y'all think, and I think that I think that the F8s have risen quite a bit in the past 90 days because nobody gives a shit about the hybrids. And this is these and the pieces. They're like, please get a real Ferrari. So I don't remember what you told me on your opinions, but you said it's 1,600 miles. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. I think. I mean, dude, I'm 1,600 miles. I'm a buyer at. Oh, with a good spec and a good window. It's a decent window. What color is it? Black? Is that right?
Black on tan with carbon wheels.
Mm-hmm. Knowing what I believe to know about F8s, I'm definitely a buyer at 340.
You're a buyer at 340, and yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Deeb.
That'd be a very good bid. Our car hammered between your bid, John, and JP's at $346,000, where the car failed to sell on 30 bids. JP was angling for half a Yahtzee here, but he's not going to get it. So 346. Again, I think the initial question is, at $346,000, Johns, do you guys think that this seller should have taken the money, or do you think he's right to hold out for what he believes is a higher value for the car you see here at retail?
Well, the car
Here's
did
something
sell.
people don't
The car did sell, though. Just to be clear, this car sold after for $350. So that's why I was
After.
angling for the half Yahtzee, even though I didn't earn it because it only bid to $346. So, John, what do you think of this result and the fact that it sold after?
I think it cost them $2,300 a month to hold this thing at 8%. So people need to think about this. They don't think about this. They just talk so much. They don't think about real dollars. So it cost them $250 a month to hold it. And did they get the right money at $350? Yes. Do I think I could have got that wholesale? Yes. Do I think there's more left in it? Retail? Absolutely. Did it oversell? No. But remember this. What did they pay cars and bids on the buy fee?
As a seller,
the buyer. Oh yeah.
Yeah. What did who pay the
seller listed it
buyer.
for free, and I think it's 5%, up to $5,000. So I think it's just $5,000. So I think he paid a $5,000 buyer's premium tops. I believe that's true.
The car brought $355. Guy that bought the car is going to make money when he's done with it.
Nice. Yeah. All right, so that's a buy. All right, let us know what you guys think of the results of this Ferrari. Are they going up? Are they going down? Is Ferrari culture getting canceled? Let us know in the comments. And let's move on to the next car. What do we got, Deeb?
All right, JP, running no reserve on Bring a Trailer was this 2013 BMW M3 Coupe with a competition package, a 6-speed manual transmission, and just 37,000 miles from new. Our car looked very beautiful in the studio presentation by our friends out of North Salem, New York. That's 1600 Veloce, one of BAT's top sellers. This car is very attractive and is holding its value with the 3 pedals and the competition package. The car is also running no reserve. The interesting thing that came up that there is a small accident in this car's history, and there has been some repaint of some of the metalwork on this car, holding it back from what could potentially be a high ultimate value for the car. John, our friends at Classic.com tell us that the 2013, the average selling price of this generation of the M3 Coupe competition with a manual is still just $49,000. I thought our car would have a chance to hammer for $43,000 when the dust settled. JP took the under at just $39,003, and Mike Musto from Hemmings joined us as third nerd. His bid below JP's at $36,000. So what do you think of these cars? And give us a bid for what you think.
You may have covered it already, but the gazillion-dollar question is what? I'm going to ask you. There's one question about this car that changes. It's a $10,000 swinger. What do you think it is? Besides the bad facts.
Is it besides the bad facts?
Is it a stick or
well, yeah, we led with it. It's a stick. Yeah, I mean, it's a 6-speed.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed it. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
6-speed manual.
We're going to stick with the bad facts. How bad is the facts? Do we know?
We don't.
Okay. I mean, that's something that we talk about all the time, but it's definitely not this isn't a theft recovery or a total or anything like that. It's not a salvage car, but it did have light damage. I don't think the airbag went off on this one.
So on the facts, it says accident history. It doesn't say minor. It doesn't say moderate. We're hitting it as an accident history car, so we're guessing it was sub $10,000 in repair. And it's a stick, and it's 33,000 miles. Is that what you said?
37.
Okay, hang on, I'm looking at that because that changes my opinion just a touch. The bad fact, so that should bust it back 10%. So 10% of 40 grand is $4,000. So now we're in mid-30s, but we got a stick. So I'm still a 40 grand buyer.
So before Deeb,
so
before
you bid at 40 grand?
Hold on a second. I just want to make something clear here because just what we do on this show, John, and I know that you know car values. But what we're asking, the real question is, what will it bring? Not necessarily what is it worth. So we try to make that distinction here because this is Bring a Trailer, right?
You bring up a very valid point, and I gamble, right? So if you were talking to the bookie on the sports games, he's giving you a line. I give the bring money very close to the bring money for cars. That's why we get 50,000 cars bought a year. I don't know if you know much about giving the event. We didn't do it this year because the market's come down. But 2 years ago we did $2 billion in we bought 2 million. We sold $2 billion worth of cars, and we buy every car. We don't consign for anybody in our auction lanes because we don't want to hear about their values. We don't want to hear about their opinions. We want to buy on our number, and we want to be able to sell on our number. Because if you own the commodity, then you can sell it. If I'm selling your car and you want 55 grand for this thing and it brings 50, then we're stuck, right? We can't sell it because it's not ours. So I'm always going to talk about what I would give, because I don't know the answer to your question. I don't know what it's going to bring.
And that's why this is a game show, right? I mean, it's like that's the big. That's a $50,000 question, or 40 in this case.
I feel it in my plums, right? What will I give? Will I gamble on this car from 40? Yeah.
All right. Well, so what did it bring, Deeb? What did it? He's at 40. We're all pretty close here. What did it actually? What actually happened?
Yeah. So John Claiborne with the magic ball would have won, because this car, he got a Yahtzee. This car hammered for $40,000. Where it sold on 20 bids. John Claywolfe, welcome to the show. You got your first Yahtzee on our second listing.
All right.
My question to you, John, is you're in the business. When you buy a car like this for 40, is there any meat on the bones? Is there money left in that car?
Well, if I'm
is there a
buying,
better place to retail
hoping,
that? Yeah.
No, fuck retail. We're dealing in real to real combat, right? So I'm selling to dealers, right? In my lanes at Manheim, Dallas. So we're the largest Manheim customer in the country in their history, and I'm betting that this car is going to advance to 41 or 41 and a half when I go 40.
Yeah.
Now, if it brings 37.2, what am I going to do? I'm going to sell it, because that's my job. I sell shit. I mean, I win and I lose. It's just like the football games that are on tonight. But no, I think that this car being a stick in that price point with those miles, and I believe the past two cars that we've discussed are both cars on my list of cars that are going north.
You think the BMW? Go ahead, Deeb. Go ahead, Deeb.
No, I do think these are going north. I think these cars are on the uptick. And it's interesting because as John's doing his mental calculations, we heard him say it's 10% for the bad facts, which is good. It's a good way to quantify what we can expect when we see an accident history on a car like this, because definitely these cars are trending. Three-pedal cars from this era in general are trending, because it's so hard to go down to a dealership and find anything with three pedals that says fun to drive and is engaging as a car like this. So it doesn't surprise me that a guy that's in the business, JP, said that this car is on the move. And at 40, there might be meat on the bone. Speaking of 40, Burnt Oil and Buddha both got Yahtzees along with Claywolfe. So that's triple Yahtzee, JP. Pass out the cozies.
All right, Burnt Oil, you're going to have to DM us and we'll get you the cozy. I know, John, you've got a beer down there on your desk, so I got to get you one of these as well. I'm sure you'll be waiting by the mailbox for that. Okay, let's move on. We got a bunch of cars to cover. What's the next one, Deeb?
All right, JP, also running no reserve was this 2002 Mercedes-Benz E55 with just 62,000 miles on the odometer. Listed out of Irwindale, California, and this is definitely a user listing. JP, these are some of the worst photos we've ever seen for a car with this odometer. Could have really rung the bell for an eye-opening number, but these assets, I think, were going to hold this really nice car back. Again, running no reserve on Bring a Trailer. John, our friends at Classic.com tell us that the average selling price of one of these cars, 62,000 on the odometer. For a 2002 E55.
What year?
Yes.
What year model did that car begin, and what year model did that car end? Do you know?
I think it began in '99, and I think it ended in like 2002 or 2003. I don't think there's no 3. I think it's '99 and 2002. 4 years.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure something out, because I had one of these the other day, and I'm looking for it. E55.
Class.
That first gen. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Average selling price for these is about 19 grand. I was high on this car. I thought the odometer would sell it despite the assets. I went 25.5. JP took the under at just $19,955. And Mike Musto from Hemmings joined us as third nerd above me at $28,000, saying that these cars, if they're taken care of, are pretty bulletproof. John, what do you think? Apparently you had one in your sights, and this one's got a pretty fair odometer in decent condition, but a poor listing in general. What do you think this car, what's the value on a car like this?
Miles, one more time. Did you say 50?
62,000.
10 grand.
10 grand.
10 grand.
All right.
There you go. Listen, hey, at 10 grand, that's good. But
Go ahead.
Our car hammered for
I think I'm 2 grand light,
16,000.
but I was going to say 12. I would say I'm too light. I'm trying to be a shock jock here. I think 12 or 13. If it brought 16, then it did full blown retail plus, and I hope that it makes it home.
Deeb, before you give us the answer, before you give him the answer, what did you say the classic said what it was?
19 grand is the average.
John, why are you so soft on these? You're cancel culturing our Mercedes here.
The body style is not selling. It's just not there. It's
true.
This is a good rig, and I like it, and I think it'll be fine. And I'm assuming it's got a bad fax. I did not ask. I didn't hear you say it because it's really important.
No, the Carfax is good. Yeah, Carfax is
okay.
Carfax is clean. Odometer is good.
Mid to low teens, and
give us a number if you want to. If you want to get another cozy, you got to give us a hard number so you can get another Yahtzee and make us look bad.
I mean, 12 grand is what I would have hit the car at if I was just talking out loud.
All right, Deeb, what actually happened?
Yeah, so our car hammered for $16,500 where it sold on 11 bids. JP at 16.5. I'm mad I didn't buy it myself. Where are you at on that result?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the most interesting thing about this was that once it sold, the seller revealed in the comments that he has another one, and look what's listed. This one has 4 days to go. He has another 2002 Mercedes E55 AMG, and with 4 days to go, it's already at $16,000. It's almost as much as the silver one. This one looks black when you see the ad initially, but apparently it's tessitite or something like that, gray metallic, a color I've never heard, but I guess that means it's rare in this particular car. People are bidding at this thing at $16,000 with 4 days to go, with a typical BAT listing doubling in the last day. This thing could go, I mean, could this be a $30,000 car or more? What do you think, John?
Miles. I never heard you say that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say the miles on this one. Yeah.
If we're talking about cars and you don't tell me miles, I can't even
55,000. This one has fewer miles than the previous one. And we don't need a bid on this one because we don't know what it's going to get. It is a better color. It's more rare. All right, guys. We are going to take
I saw one sell a Silver Arrow for 25 grand.
Okay.
At Pebble.
Was it this color? Was it this color?
No, it had 22,000 miles, and it was silver, and it brought 25 grand. And 20, maybe it was 12, man. It was short miles. I'm almost brought my. So here's what we're doing here. We're identifying the old wholesale dog has still got his low thought process. The thing's moving up.
Yeah.
And this 97 model is the year they changed that headlight, and they changed his car in 1997. And I had this feeling at Pebble when I was. Is this car fixing to move? Answer, yes. Is it moving in front of us right now? Answer, yes.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing all the 80s and 90s cars going up. The young timers, the millennials, and, the late Gen Xers are the ones that are really pushing the market. The boomers aren't really as strong as they used to be, and these are the kind of cars. If they made one of these with 3 pedals, how awesome would that be? All right, we have gone over the cars that we made a prediction on the last episode, so we took a long time doing that. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with brand new predictions, and we'll see how our guest John Claywolfe does with predictions right after this. Stick around, guys. Hey guys, you're probably looking at your watch and wondering if Bid Nerds will ever end. So you better talk to our friends at Our Smiths to make sure your Rolex, Tag Heuer, AP, or any fine timepiece is in tip-top shape. Our Smiths, fine Swiss repair. All right, we are back. Look at that. Now's the time to start drinking because it is time for some predictions. Michael Deeb, what is the first car? Actually, before we get that, I'm looking at my Aviera Our Smiths watch from Fine Swiss Repair up there in Idaho. Deeb's got his on. So if you guys want some merch, if you need hats, if you need watches, we got all that stuff at bidnerds.biz. Or you can go and check out the link in the description and go to our merch page direct on Air and Water. Okay, what's the first car we got on the list, Michael Deeb?
All right, JP, practically brand new, showing just 47 miles, delivery miles. 2023 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Redeye wide body Jailbreak. This car's got more nicknames than I don't know, somebody. JP, this car is listed out of Houston, Texas, again with just delivery miles. I think they're coming to a point where they're not making this vehicle anymore. This is considered a last call edition example and was purchased new by the current owner. It now has just 47 miles. It's in the color of granite over black Napa leather with Alcantara. JP, I am not a huge fan of these cars, but if I had to have one, I'd want it to look like this. This thing looks pretty savage with the red brake calipers and the wide body design. They always sound good when they go driving by. So I do quietly kind of dig this car, but it's, you know, for the big thing for me is that these cars were not available with a manual transmission. That being said, it is pretty badass. JP, the question is, will a car like this bring more than it did at sticker? And I have no idea if a car this rare even commands over sticker when somebody buys it brand new. But in case you're wondering, the MSRP on this 23 SRT Jailbreak was $91,800. Again, delivery miles, 47 miles. And let's talk about it, JP. It's a one-owner car. It hasn't been driven. Clearly, somebody's speculating on potential value over list. Where you at on the Challenger last call?
I don't know a damn thing about these. I picked it because TK's Garage, the host, was supposed to be on today, and he's a big muscle car guy. John, do you know anything about these wide-body, jailbreak, blah, blah, blah cars? Because I don't. 47 miles, there's the miles. Tell me about it.
Tim Knutsis from SRT just announced they're going to open the SRT program out. So there's been some high comps on this car in the past 90 days, thinking that they were done, and they're not done. So that's going to affect the market. I would pay 110. I'd give 150 grand.
150
or 100?
115.
115. Okay.
115. Very good. 115. Let me put him down here, JP.
Well, I'm glad he went first because I really didn't know. At $89,000 book, look, these cars just don't appeal to me. This is the kind of the cancel culture that I think people are sick of, the takeovers in the streets, and these are kind of the cars that you see in that kind of stuff. But with the CARB restrictions being removed, it sounds like Dodge and Chrysler and Stellantis is going to start bringing the big displacement cars back. Does that mean that something like this is in demand? I just don't know, because this car doesn't appeal to me. If John says 115, I'm going to be a little bearish just because I don't like this car, and I'll say 99,999 and hand it to you, Deeb. How weird is that? You get to be the last bid for a change.
Yeah, this show is really, I'm very confused. I might not even drive home. I might drive to my old apartment. Everything is going backwards. Okay. JP, I got your bid down. According to our friends at Classic.com, the average seller price of one of these things in the secondary market is about $88,000. I assume that most of those cars have miles on them. This car, again, with delivery miles and a verified one-owner example, is probably worth over the $92,000 MSRP. And that is the reason why I put my bid down at $100 grand even. So Claywolfe is the high man, JP. I'm in the middle, and you get all the real estate below. That's pretty good. We're off to a good start.
John, what does jailbreak mean in this regard? What the hell is that?
To tell you the truth, I honestly forgot.
Yeah, well,
I would love to tell you.
I didn't know it to forget it, so there it is. All right, at least you knew it at some point. All right, let's move on. What do you guys think that jailbreak will bring? And do you think that car is going to show up in a street takeover, or is this going right to a museum with 47 miles?
I was fixing to say that. Most important, do you think it will get stolen before it has 2,000 miles on it? My guess is yes. I'd like to put 1,000 on that, Bob.
If it goes into a rental fleet, that's for damn sure. All right, we got a bunch of cars to cover. Let's, Deeb, you've got a car listing coming up. Let's talk about that. This car is very pretty. What do we got?
All right, out of Lodi, California, and thanks to Anthony Vieira and Chuck Pierce, two presidents of their local regional PCAs. Chuck is here in the Central Valley. He called Anthony, and here we are. We have a 2009 Porsche 911 Carrera S Coupe. This car is listed out of Lodi, California, showing 62,000 miles. The current owner of the car has had the car since 2013, and they put about 12,000 miles on it. These folks are very sweet. They've taken very good care of the car, but they're at a time in their life when it's not possible to continue to enjoy the car, and thus they have decided to retail it, and here's where I come in. This is a 997.2 Carrera S Coupe with a PDK in the very rare shade of macadamia metallic paint with sand beige supple leather. The car is presented in very nice condition. The car has an accident in its history before the current ownership, and it's reported.
Hey, John, be nice. I said this is his car. You can't go knocking his car. We're gonna try to help him sell this for his client. Come on, man. I get being a dick. I mean, I'm the biggest dick on the well, not the biggest, but let's tell us the rest of the car. It's wait, does it have a bad?
It does. So there is an accident report on the Carfax, and half the car has been repainted. So the car comes to market. It closes in 2 days. We're off to a pretty good start. JP, tell everybody in the world why they should buy a 997.2 Carrera S.
I mean, this is definitely the 997 you want if you can live with not having 3 pedals. This is kind of old man spec with the color combo, but it's also kind of a great way to drive a 911 and not attract a ton of attention, which can be a problem a lot of times with your 911s. So this car, the 997.2s have a little bit more power, and they're just way more reliable than the .1s. I think these are coming up, even with the PDK, even though it's not an exciting color. This is definitely a color that a PCA member would love, and there are plenty of those guys out there ready to buy. John, we heard that you didn't like it. We get that. But tell us something good about this car. There's got to be something about a 911 that you got to get behind. Come on.
Yeah, this one's cheaper than the rest of them because the color sucks and the fact sucks, but it's 40 grand.
40 grand. When was the last time you saw a 997.2 with this kind of miles go for 40 grand? Are you seeing that out there? I'm not.
In my lanes, yeah. You can go to gimmethevin.com on Mannheim, Dallas on Wednesday and buy this car for 41.5.
For an S? All right. I'm filling a warehouse full. Deeb, what do you think it's going to bring?
Let's go. I'm going to stay out of this one, JP, but I'll let you bid. Classic tells us that the PDK Coupe S is about a $53,000 conversation in the secondary market. John, what's your bid?
Yeah, I'm going to go strong on this. I think it's going to do better than... all right, you got something else to say. Let's hear it before we move on, because it's at 40,000 already.
I thought you were moving. I thought you were moving to me. I hear John. I forgot there's another. What's your name? Full name. I'm sorry.
I go by JP, so I'm also a John as well, but everybody calls me JP on the show. I'm going to go strong. I'm going to say 59, 997. We're seeing the manual ones going for 100, even with, Carfaxes. This Carfax thing comes up all the time, and it's one of those things that used to affect Porsches horribly, but now it's just not that big a deal as long as it's not a really bad accident and the airbag didn't go off. It's not going to bring the top money, but I still think this thing could get up there because it's a 997.2, and there it is. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. He's got one more thing to say before we move on.
Will you put the picture back up?
Sure, here we go.
We put the picture back up, and let me reassess this color. Make sure it's not medium husk brown. It's medium husk brown. Yep, it's tough. It's tough. I've been down this fucking road, and it's tough. And that doo-doo brown is a bitch, and the fax is a bitch, and the miles are a bitch. And I'm too low, but I'm hitting it low because I've had bad experiences. The car's going to bring 47.5 is what it's going to bring, but I don't want to own it unless I'm cheap enough that I think I can get off of it, and I would not give any more than 42.
There it is. All right, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments.
All right, there it is.
And let's move on to the next car. What do we got, Deeb?
All right, JP, there is a pretty hot muscle car on Bring a Trailer right now. It is a 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle Malibu Sport Coupe with a 5-speed manual and a supercharged 383 stroker under the hood. JP, this car also is like a duty brown. This is a metallic brown. It's got a lot of modifications. It's got 17-inch wheels, heads and carbs and Tremec 5 speeds and all the things. It's a TMU car. The question is, JP, as we see the market soften and disintegrate under 60s era muscle cars, Will a car with a lot of eyeball and a lot of performance still bring a retail number, or are these things going to continue to fall off a cliff and be giveaways? Where you at on the Malibu with the mods?
Another car I picked for TK. I don't know a damn thing about these old things. This is hardcore boomer right here, and these guys just aren't spending the money like they used to. It looks like it's pretty neat. It's probably a hell of a lot of fun to drive. I don't know what the hell it's worth. John, what do you think?
Go back to the shifter. Go back to the shifter. Go back to the shifter. Let's see the shifter.
Got your little 8-ball there.
Okay. So it, yeah, but it's not all geeked out. B&K, whatever the hell it is. Okay. The color's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And does it have air that's real, or is it just like bullshit air?
Does this thing have air? It doesn't look like it's a modern resto mod to me. This looks, you know what I mean? It looks like it was a resto that was done 10, 15 years ago or something.
They got the freaking drag strip fuel tank in it.
Yeah,
that's
not never
a
good.
Look, boys and girls, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
People think that's good, and then the blower. I mean, I wish this car was red. This car is brown. It costs $10,000 to switch it. I'm a 23 and a half buyer.
23 and a half, yeah. Even with the supercharger, you couldn't build this thing. It would cost you probably a couple $100,000 to build something like this. But I'm with John. I just don't think the buyers are out there for this. I don't care what color it is. All this chrome it's just repellent to modern buyers, especially on BAT. I don't see a BAT buyer paying attention to this thing or even noticing it. Deeb, where's it at right now? It's at 25 already.
It's at 30, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean
25.5, yeah.
25.5 with 2 days to go. I mean, BAT, again, we typically see big numbers on the last 5 minutes of the auction. So if this were a Porsche fill in the blank, whatever, with this number, you could pretty easily bet that it would get to 50 grand. But I don't think that's going to happen. Since John blurted it out there, I'm going to say 30 grand and hand it off to you, Deeb. You get to go. What's the nerd herd?
I want to point something out. I want to point something out here. So there's 3 of you guys. You're all homeboys, right? This is your car. So what keeps you from saying, "Hey, hit it at 23. I'm going to hit it at 23.5. Then you're going to hit it at 24. We're going to keep doing that until it gets to the price, right?" So when I see it's currently at 25 grand, I say bullshit, right? I think because. I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings. I'm not trying to blow anybody's cover, but there's bullshit in there. If y'all realize this, then you're silly and dumb. Yeah. So this car, somebody's trying to hit to get traction, to get going. And could it do 30? Absolutely. Is it going to need some help? Damn sure is. The real money, I think I'm right on flat-footed, but fishing for 30, could it get there? Yeah. Are they going to roll them off the money is the question. I think we need to make a bet on, are they going to roll them off the money? When I say that, are the people that own this car and their friends that are shill bidding on it going to roll the real buyers off the money at 28.7? I've got 100 say yes.
Well, look, if you're trying to if you're hoping that you can get $30,000 or $40,000 for your car, do you have any friends in your friend circle that can afford to lose $1,000 when they get charged with the buyer's fee automatically on their credit card?
When I call you and say I need you to bid on this car to 28.6,
yeah,
and if it lands on us on an absolute, I'm going to pay your fee. So I'm going to pay the $700 to cover your ass.
I don't know, man. A guy that, like I said, a guy that can only afford a $40,000 car. I don't think he has a friend in his. I don't think there's anyone on his phone that he can call and go, "Hey, bro, I'll spot you the $1,500 if it sells, and you have to pay that." They're all going to be like, "Get off my phone! You said that last time." I don't know. What do you guys think?
This guy might be worth $10 million. And the 28.7 to the 38.7 is about pride and him being right. Has nothing to do with dollars, nothing to do with cents. It's about him being right. And you're wrong if you think that he can pay his fucking homeboy $1,500 to slap a bid on that bitch.
There is a point there because this guy, whoever owns his car, probably spent $100,000 on it, and yeah, he probably does have a house and a vacation house, and he's not paying for his grandkids, student loans or anything like that.
Here's
so he's like, screw it.
Do we have a picture of the garage? Do we have a photo of the garage that this car lives in? That will tell us everything we need to know.
They're in the parking lot down the street.
When people send me pictures of cars, my buyers, I said, send me a picture of their kitchen, send me a picture of their garage, send me a picture of their of their closet, because then I can tell what kind of person they are, and I can tell what kind of car we're looking at.
Well, this is in the elementary down the street, so you ain't getting any information on that. I think I'm going back to my theory that he doesn't have any friends with any money. All right, let's move on to another car. What do you guys think of the Charger? What's that?
Yeah.
Double wide. That bitch is parked in a lean-to off a double wide.
Deeb, did you give a number on that thing?
No, I didn't. So my number on that is going to be 30,383. I'm just going to be right above you, JP.
All right, sounds good. Let's move on. What do we got next? What are we doing?
All right, JP, do you want to do the Noble or the M2?
Pick one. I don't care.
All right, let's do the BMW M2. JP, right now in New Orleans, Louisiana, with just 3,100 miles, is this beautiful 2025 BMW M2. Our car has a manual 6-speed transmission. It's a turbocharged inline 6, and this car makes quite a bit of horsepower, JP. 473 horsepower, 400 pound-foot of torque. Not a very attractive looking car, JP, but the short wheelbase and the 3 pedals probably make this the most exciting current BMW on offer that it would be worth driving. I believe this car belongs personally to Chris Carbine, and he's selling it out of Carbine Motor Cars on Cars and Bids. Skyscraper gray, very well taken care of, and now coming to market. JP, what's your opinion on the M2? That front end is atrocious, but everything else about this car is probably the only last vestige of BMW that I would buy. Where you at?
I mean, I want to love this car because it's a 3-pedal car, but I got to cancel this car culture trend that BMW is. These are just impossible to look at. I'm just grossed out. John, what do you think?
I think that, how many miles are on it?
3,000.
It's gray. Wait, I'm getting a little screwed up. It's a 25. Is that what you said?
It is.
You know, in this car, it's basically you're going out and getting a brand spanking new car. How much better than the M3 is this car, though, Deeb? I mean, how much this thing's got to blow the doors. You got to look at the underneath the hood. You're going, okay, it's a 3-liter. How big a displacement? Usually, most of these little BMWs with manuals have like 1.4s or something. 3 cylinders these days. At least this car has displacement. At least this car probably gets out of its own way and is a rip to drive. All right, John.
So we've got a one more time. I'm sorry, I've been drinking. It's how many miles?
25 M2 with 3,000 miles. The MSRP was 72,000.
Okay, it's basically a sticker car in my opinion. It's a sticker or matic.
Yeah, this one's a stick. This one's 3 pedals.
Color's gray. Yeah. You said 73 is the MSRP on it, right?
Yeah, 72.
Cars. You know, the money's 70. You're never gonna get it bought. You got to give sticker to get it bought. So just give sticker to get it bought. See what happens.
I'm sorry, I totally missed that. 70 grand is what we're saying. All right.
So what I said, I'll slow down. This is the way y'all wanted me on your show, right? You wanted
yes,
different
that's right.
A guy that actually buys them and not just talks about them. So what I said was,
right,
it's going to take sticker. It's going to take sticker to get it bought. The smart money is 70 grand. We need to buy this car for 70 grand. We're not going to get it bought because everybody's going to say it's got to bring at least MSRP. So we're going to wind up giving MSRP to get it bought to make our bet. And we're going to make 1,000 or lose 1,000. That's what's going to happen.
Fair enough.
See, I think this car is going to get. I think this car is going to get over MSRP. I know that I don't like it. I know that I'm ishing all over the BMW look. But at the end of the day, at some point, I got to stop myself and go, wait a minute, this is Bid Nerds. We are trying to predict what the car will actually sell for on the platform. I think there are people out there that do like these, that aren't as repelled by the look. And that performance at $73,000, I don't know what else you get for $73,000 that's basically new anymore, that's going to get the kind of performance that this car is going to get. All right, let's move on.
Here's what matters. Here's what matters. What is the availability of the car? Can we buy a new one? Is it available? Can we get our dirty little hands on a new one at list? And if the answer is no, and the wait time is is 60 days, then there's our overage. If it's yes, then we're all wrong. Because I see these markets move on us, and like I make the same decision I was telling y'all, and then we sell it for 68, and we don't know why. And the reason of why is because it just opened up, and you can get them bought. And I don't know if you can get these cars bought yet. Do y'all know?
Yeah, these are still hard
No,
to get. Yeah, these are anything with 3 pedals because no dealership is carrying this thing, right? Somebody's got to order this car in order for this to be available, right? Go ahead, Deeb.
They will carry
JP,
them
what's
all
your
day
bid?
long if they can get allocated.
Yeah. JP, what's your bid on that car?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I said 73. I think they'll carry it, but I think they get sold before they get a chance to carry. Like you're not if you want one of these and you didn't order one, and the dealership has the allocation for one, it's already sold. It's like they've got 20 guys waiting for these things because they know that the second that this car is going to be available, this car's never going to see. These are never seeing showroom floors. That's all I'm saying. So, anyways, I think this car will do well. Let's move on. We still got a couple more cars, and then we'll jet on out of here. What do we got?
Yeah, if you don't mind, JP, I want to go back because I didn't give a bid. So since we're doing the show backwards, you're going on an old habit. My opinion on this car is that Carbine bought this car before tariffs hit the model. So if you wanted one of these today, you're probably ordering a 26, and the 26 is going to be significantly more expensive than this car. So I do think this car is going to hold its value. Our car, JP, is currently sitting at $51,500 on 18 bids. Claywolfe's at 72, JP's at 73, and Deeb is going to park it for the first time right above JP at 74,000, thinking that this car will bring a couple dollars more because if you want to go buy this one new, the tariffs are going to ruin it for you. You're going to have to pay more. You can have Carbine's freshly broken in one for just a couple of grand over sticker, and you can have it right now, and that's a deal. So that's my take, JP. Now we can move on.
Great seller too. All right, let's.
Can I also? I hate to drag back, but look at the lines on this car. Go back and look at the photos on the side shots. What does it remind you of? It reminds me of an E30 M3.
Yeah, they're trying the box fenders. Yeah.
I think this car might be something 20 years from now. I'm not bullshitting. I like what I'm seeing.
There you go.
You think people are still going to be driving cars in 20 years? That's the big question.
Yes, I do. But this car, they're throwing back. They're flaring out the fenders on the front and back. So, it's got the better handling and the higher shock towers. I think that this one, I don't know. I wouldn't be afraid of it. On the hold.
There you go.
On the long hold is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And that's not a bad place to put your money. At least it's fun to drive.
Yeah, you don't have to look at it when you're driving it. All right, we still got another car. Let's get to it. What do we got?
One more car, JP. We're going to close out the show tonight with a 2004 Noble M12 GTO 3R that is currently showing for sale on Bring a Trailer. Our car has just 7,000 miles, a twin turbocharged Ford Duratec 3-liter V6, a 6-speed manual, limited slip differential, and black paint. JP, they do not make this car any longer. They only made this car for about 5 or 6 years, and by 07, I think these were all gone. This is the car, I think, to put Noble on the map. And if you're a track day guy, this car is your best friend. So, JP, it is from a bygone era. It's in really nice condition. It's got all the things, coilovers, AP racing brakes, adjustable rear splitter. This car will do GT3 RS lap times at a fraction of the cost. So what's your opinion of the Noble M12?
We had Vegas Auto Fest here just a couple of weeks ago at the Red Rock Country Club, one of the biggest shows in Las Vegas. We had a great time, lots of people out, and we had 4 of these. There were supposed to be 5. I don't know if I've ever seen 4 in one place ever, much less, So anyways, I don't know. This car, I love them. I've never actually driven one. I've seen them driving down the road, and I'm bummed to have never experienced it, and I love the value that they represent because they don't bring a ton of money for the kind of supercar performance that you get out of them. John, what's your opinion on one of these?
I wish I knew what I was looking at. I have no idea. What is the body? What's the drivetrain this thing's sitting on?
It's on a Ford Duratec with twin turbos, and then the rest of it is all out of a parts catalog. These are basically the most refined kit car of all time.
I'm just going to go with 10 grand just because I don't know.
10 grand? Come on, man.
Look, we'll give you some training wheels. The car is sitting at $50,000 as we speak. It closes tomorrow, and the average selling price for these things is just $52,000. So it's definitely going to bring a little more than average because of the low odometer. So you want to redo your bid above 50.
I mean, obviously, because it already set in. If that's not their friend, family doing it, but so wait a minute. So like that. So the entire body is all kit.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a kit, but you can't qualify this technically as a kit car because these were a manufacturer. I mean, you didn't go to them and say, hey, here's a Volkswagen chassis or here's a tube frame. Go ahead and build one of these. Noble actually built these in a factory.
But they make less cars
like
than
Carroll
Bugatti
Shelby
does. You know what I mean?
1.
Or Pagani or something like
that.
Yeah.
That's a very good analogy. Exactly like the Shelby.
Okay, and the Shelby took the Aurora engine and this and that and Viper accents. I'm going to just, like I said earlier, I said 10 grand because I said I didn't know it and I don't know it. And 50 is obviously the mark, maybe. And it sounds like a car that's hard to sell, and I'm just going to pass.
Totally.
He's gonna pass. We've never. That's a first for bid nerds. No one's ever passed before.
Smart.
That's probably. I didn't. Can I do that? Jeez, I want to pass. Yeah, these cars. Look, these cars. There are people geek out on these because these are supercar. I mean, these really are supercars for half the money. I don't think it's going to bring that much more than 50, but I do think it's going to get. I'm going to go $10,000 more. I'm going to say $59,012 and hand it off to Deeb. What do you think, man?
JP, the car is currently sitting at 50. The average selling price is 52. This one's going to do a little bit better than that, but I'm going to be under you at just $58,000 with my bid, JP. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Well, it's a good show.
That is it. All right.
Hey, I want to talk about this a little bit more. I'm not done.
About the Noble?
All
right, we're going back. He's like, now I've never heard of it. I feel like we've stumped John Claywolfe. I'm pretty excited about that.
If I'm going to take the time, I want to learn something. So
right,
what year
we got a minute.
is this?
Yeah. What's that? What year?
What year is it?
2004.
Okay. And what you says a Ford chassis, but I didn't understand which Ford. Like what version of the Ford?
No, it's Noble's own chassis. It's a Ford Duratec V6 with twin turbochargers and then an aftermarket 6-speed, aftermarket brakes, aftermarket suspension. It's a parts catalog car of all the go fast stuff, but Noble makes the chassis and the body. They buy the engine from Ford and slap a couple turbos on it. And the main thing is that this car will do over a G in the corners, and it makes it a track day special.
Okay. And yes, it has air conditioning.
And how many do they make?
Oh man, that's a good question. I'll Wikipedia that. I'll look it up while you guys talk.
Because it's super important what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I mean, when I look at a car like this, if it brings 55 or 65 or 45, where's it going from there is what I want to know. Is it going up or is it going down? And is it just now catching its tailwind? Is it just now getting notified? Is it just now earning its right to be in the conversation? Go ahead.
They made 220 of these cars.
I figured it was in the hundreds.
Oh, they had
right?
a business?
220 if you call that a business. Were they profitable? That's the question.
So this car's tapping out. They didn't have that many of them. You guys like it. That means something. That means other people like it too. And 55 grand. My question is it done or is it going to keep climbing? I'm sure it's climbed from 20 grand to 55 grand over the past 12 years.
Oh no, I think
guessing.
I think this car was 100 grand back in the day.
Oh, okay.
And it's worth 50 cents on the dollar. Yeah.
And there's only been
guessing,
6 bids here. Yeah. The bid count is not particularly high, and it looks like there's...
Is your classic.com, does it show any comps from like 10 years ago?
No. Classic only goes back a couple years.
Okay. It's important to see how cheap these things traded when they were at their bottom, to me. And then what could be the high end of? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I've said from the get-go on this, I don't know, but I do like learning about weird ones, and this is about as weird as it gets. It's left-handed. We make more money on left-handed cars than we do on regular shit because nobody knows. So that's why I'm asking you. I want to know what this is, because the guy that's got one sitting in his barn, he might cut it loose for 30 grand because he doesn't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows shit. I mean, we're all here. We don't know. So let's figure out, let's learn something so we can make some money with it.
I think this is definitely a car that you know, because it is that kind of early aughts thing, and as the millennials roll into their earning capacity, you know, they start going, hey, these are the cars that they wanted when they were in high school or when they were in college, and now they're you know, they're finally paying off the student loans. Maybe their house is actually getting close to being paid off, and they're making their peak money, and they can go buy that car that they wanted when they were 22 but couldn't afford. I don't know. That's my theory. I think these are on their way up. I'd sure like, again, I've never even driven one, but every time I see one blow by me, I'm like, man, that thing seems like it's kind of fast, so I want one. But they look cool, and I like this color.
I don't think that these guys you're talking about even knew this car existed. I don't think anybody wanted it. I think the company went into business because, I mean, 250 cars were made.
These were in video games. That's the thing. This is probably is in Gran Turismo. When it's in a video game, that's a game changer. Pardon the pun.
Valid point.
You know, and there it is. All right. Well, we are done with making predictions. John, we've got just a smidget of time left. Where can everyone find you if they don't already know?
I have a radio show I do on Saturday mornings called the John Claywolfeshow, and it's on every classic rock station. We're on 70 classic rock stations across the country, 8 to noon,
awesome.
Different time zones. And then John Claywolfe YouTube channel. We do some builds, we do some barn finds, we do some car buying, stuff like this. And I love what y'all are doing. I mean, I've always thought about sitting down with, you know, Hoovy and Ed and Tavares. They do their version of this, and my team at give my real company is GiveMeTheVin.com, and we sell our cars to dealers, right? And we're very liquid, and meaning like we make our bet today, and the game closes tonight, right? When the game ends, the bookie tells you if you won or lost, and that's the way we handle our business. And we sell every Wednesday at Manheim, Dallas. So we win, lose, or draw every Wednesday, and so we're very tuned up on a lot of shit. I can say a Noble I've never heard of in my life. We do a classic and collector sale every Wednesday, which is this coming up Wednesday, where I have about 80 cars that are what I call CNC cars. And I'm trying to grow that part of our business because it interests me. I've been doing this 30 years, and I got a little bored with it. And I was like, I want to try to master the CNC game like I did the rest of it, because we did the exotics, we did the heavies. I'm like, I want to figure this out. And it's hard, man. The like that Chevelle you were talking about. I mean, there's so much variable in those cars. It's a very difficult learning curve, and I'm about 3 years into really trying to study hard, and we're making some money, but I'm getting educated. I've lost plenty, is what I'm trying to say.
It's never too late to learn, guys. John, thank you so much for hanging out with us and having a couple of beers. I don't know how many beers in you are. I mean, this is an hour show. You could have gotten through a whole half rack.
I had 4 on the airplane home from Vegas, and I had 3 at dinner, and I've had 2 here. So whatever that adds up to.
Awesome.
Happy birthday to your wife. All right, guys. If you are new to the Nerd Herd, if you're here because John and you're like, hey, this show was kind of interesting, that was fun, we're here every Sunday and Wednesday night at 6:30. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We will see you on the next episode. Bye, everybody. Bye. Where's the button? I got to hit the thing.